Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Dr. Leah Abney joining us again here live today on the podcast and on the Zoomcast, which is awesome. I get to see her face to face. I hope you guys do too. She's a life and business coach and owner of her own company. Go to Leah Abney, LLC.biz. That's LIAABNEY, LLC.biz for more information, or just listen in the next few minutes. We're going to have a great conversation about what she does and how she can help inspire you. Dr. Leah Abney, welcome back. How's everything today?
Everything's going well. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. And you're based out of where specifically?
It's a mouthful. Hepzibah, Georgia.
Hepzibah, Georgia. Wonderful. You are worldwide, though, with your services. Tell us about what you offer.
Absolutely. My name is Dr. Leah Abney. I am a life and business coach. I offer, excuse me, my voice is very cracky today. I offer strategic, help you with setting your goals. I'm sorry, I'm a little tongue-tied today. I help you with setting your goals for those who find themselves getting stuck, or whether it's in your business or in your professional life.
Yeah.
And you can actually go to my website at leahabneyllc.biz to learn more.
Oh, wonderful. And what did you have in mind for us today in particular about you, your services? What are we going to dive into?
Well, there's one thing that I really want to dive into that I find that a lot of my clients, they're like, especially those who are introverts for like myself, is really staying committed to the process.
Yeah.
Because life happens, and there are so many times that we give up real easily because we just lose confidence, or we don't feel as confident in our abilities to do what we need to do. But then there's also times where we find that we don't have the resources to be able to keep it moving. And one of the things I always tell my clients, even my children, I say, you know what, despite what happens in your life, despite the challenges, we have to keep it moving in order to achieve the things we want to achieve in our life. Whether it's something big or something small, it's going to rain one day. And even when it rains, we still have to just keep on going, regardless of how you're feeling at that time. So one of the things I want to talk to you guys about is definitely about that commitment part and why it's so important.
Yeah, it is. So we got to make that commitment and stick with that commitment, right? Not always an easy thing.
Right.
How do we do that, Doc?
So one of the things I find is that it really is a mindset. It really requires us to really make our mind up about it, whether or not we're going to be dedicated, but also we need to be persistent and wanting to get something done. A lot of us, we're working 9 to 5, and we have a reason and a purpose of why we're working that 9 to 5, whether it's really something we really want to do, or, we all have bills and responsibilities that we have, and why we are wanting to obtain that goal. And also, we have to know the value of why we want to achieve that goal as well. Again, as I stated before, we all have faced challenges, we all have setbacks. And as I mentioned before, when I was on, I have found myself in 2019, 2020, where I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. And there were so many goals I wanted to achieve at that time. At the time, I was going to school, so I actually had to step back from school. So this was a challenge and a setback for me, because I've tried and attempted to finish my doctoral degree once before. And it could be very disheartening when you are faced with these challenges. And no matter how often you try to generate that motivation, sometimes you just don't have it. So it did require me to have a mindset to say, you know what, I'm going to achieve this goal regardless of what it feels like. I understand the challenges. I may have to slow down, and it's okay if you have to step back, but we don't want to step back to the point where we're not moving at all. Okay, where we're not moving at all. And so being able to have that motivation again, and I hope that most of y'all who joined me last time, I gave y'all a task, I gave y'all a challenge to write down, those goals, write down some things on a piece of paper and be able to motivate yourself, things that you think that that identify as your personality, that says something unique about yourself. Write it down 5 times, place it everywhere, anywhere in your home or in your car or in your office, so that you're seeing that every day. And that will help you change your mindset about those goals and about those times that you are faced with those challenges or setbacks. It's so important that to stay focused during that time, being able to identify any distractions that you may have that's happening at that time, because distractions really can be a hindrance to you achieving your goals and what you desire in your life. And so one of the ways to develop and maintain that commitment is definitely through effective communication and building strong connections, which I have spoken about before. And when you do that, I want to elaborate on that just a little bit more.
Yeah, please.
When you're doing that and making those connections and you communicating, what happens is you're able to effectively gain insights and perspectives on things that you want to stay committed to when it comes to your goals. And similarly, in building those strong connections with others can also provide you with the support and encouragement that you need to stay committed to those goals as well. So those are just a couple of things on why we want to stay committed when it comes to achieving your goals.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome. What else is on the list? Sorry.
So, and moving forward, and when it comes to just that commitment part, and the connection that it has to what are you communicating, again, improving your communication, actively listening and asking those questions to gain deeper understanding on others' perspective as well as your own. It also helps you to develop those stronger connections and also being committed to that process. Another tip is also to seek out opportunities to connect with others who share the same goals and values that you have,
Hmm.
and also being a part of a supportive community. And I found that a lot of times we are hesitant to join communities because physically join, I'm going to say physically join communities because, we have all this technology available to us.
Yeah.
Everybody's building their tribes on Instagram, followings on LinkedIn and TikTok. But that face to face connections really makes a difference when you are being committed through a process of either building relationships, achieving your goals. And so in your community, there are a lot of opportunities for you to build that community. You can do that, as I mentioned before, through your church. You can do that through different associations in your community. For business owners, they have an organization called BNI, in some communities where they come together, they share, and they also have opportunity to refer your particular services to another business that may need your services. And so that's another connection, connection. And reason why I'm talking about this is because being committed to be connected to people in your community, being committed to networking in your community can also open doors and opportunity for you to build and grow your business or to connect with those in your particular career field. I am very big on when it comes to being committed to building those connections, to also connect with those who are not in your particular industry. Why? Because again, you get that different perspective. You can get deeper understanding from their viewpoint versus your own viewpoint. I've connected with photographers. I've connected with um, those who are in the entertainment industry. I've connected with those who are more in the construction area. And what happens is I'm able to have conversations with them where they have learned different processes when it comes to building their business to achieve goals, or in their personal lives, because sometimes it goes beyond just the business aspect. Sometimes it goes into our
Yeah.
personal lives, such as, staying healthy, uh, taking a vacation.
Yeah.
Saving money, even when it comes to your finances. So, those are just some opportunities that you can take advantage of when it comes to being committed and building support and building a community. When it comes to committing to your goals, you want to ensure that they are achievable. Being
Yeah.
achievable doesn't mean just getting to the end of your goals.
Yeah.
Is a process of learning through the process of achieving those goals, and you can do that by by achieving those goals in small steps. We don't have to jump into the ocean.
Yeah.
We can wade in the pond a little bit to get where we need to go. And you do not, and I promise you, you're going to find yourself achieving more over a period of time, because this is a marathon. Achieving your goals is a marathon. It's not necessarily a sprint
Yeah.
to get to the end. So don't feel bad if you find that you're having to go back and look at that goal again. And that's okay. Fortune 500 companies do this all the time. They set a goal. They also have a midpoint where they reassess that goal to see where they're at and whether or not they need to make adjustments or changes. Those adjustments and changes allows them to say whether or not it is currently working for them. If it's not working for them, then they make some changes, or they decide, you know what, this is not working. We can go ahead and let this go because it's not beneficial to our future, where we're
Yeah.
trying to go. And that's the same thing with our personal lives. We can look at things that it's okay to try something, it's okay to start something. A lot of times people are like, oh, if you start something, you got to finish it. But what happened if it's not working for you at that time? Do
Yeah.
you stick with the goal and continue to expend more energy, more time, more resources on it? Or do you go ahead and let it go, assess it, identify opportunities to learn from from what you've achieved through that goal, and then apply it to the next goal that you want to achieve?
Yeah. I love all this advice. And we got to remind everyone we're halfway through. Dr. Leah Abney, tell us the best form and all forms of contact for you.
The best contact for me is you can visit my website at leahabneyllc.biz. And also, you can contact me on social media at Leah Abney LLC.
Perfect. Thank you so much. All right, let's continue the conversation. And if someone does want to reach out to you to work with you, you do offer initial free consultation, right?
Yes, absolutely. If you go to my website, you can sign up for a free consultation.
Perfect. Thank you so much. All right. Now, where are we headed to next? Sorry to interrupt. It's important we remind everyone because you don't know when they're tuning in. Dr. Leah Abney. Yes.
So, what I want to talk a little bit more about um, is the self-assessment part of it. A lot of times we jump into things and we don't take the time to see where we currently are in the process of achieving our goals. I think
Yes.
that's so important.
Hmm.
Yes, I think it's so important. Sometimes we're doing things, you're like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. But how are we feeling at that time? Where is our mindset at that time? What
Hmm.
do we have access to be able to achieve what it is we want in our lives? um, and why we're doing it. So it all connects together. That communication, being committed, and also connecting all ties into where you are, and do you know who you are at that moment in time. So one of the things that I do with working with my clients is I like to do an assessment. And I'm so happy to say that Leah Abney LLC, we are Maxwell Leadership Certified. We are the Maxwell Leadership Certified team. And so we do offer the DISC assessment. The DISC assessment is an opportunity for us just for you to understand your type of leadership style, your type of communication style, whether you are an entrepreneur or whether you're a business owner, or a CEO in a corporate organization. Being able to understand your leadership style will also help you to understand those whom you are leading.
Yeah.
Uh, because it's okay. A lot of times I think that organizations or people think that we have to all be the same. We should all talk the same. We should all, look the same. We should all behave the same. But unfortunately, that's not reality. We all have different personalities. We do have different ways of thinking and ways in how we contribute. So then how do we communicate this so our best assets are being used to help grow a company or to grow as an individual in that company? How can we continue to contribute and grow at the same time? And so that is one of the things that I like to help clients do, is be able to identify who they are, how they communicate, and how they can take, whether it's their weaknesses or their strengths, and be able to turn those into opportunities to help themselves grow or to help an organization grow.
Got it. Well, we love hearing all your work. And by the way, I would love to hear a little again, Aaliyah Abney, LLC.biz, a testimonial or two of the people you're working with, if you don't mind sharing, how this has benefited them, because clearly you're doing a great job and you got great testimonials on the site. Is there one or two in particular you want to share for today?
Sure. I have one client. She's actually a reoccurring client, and she's an entrepreneur, and she owns a catering company. And so she comes to me to kind of help her get her business together, and to make sure that she's streamlining her services for her clients, and also streamlining her messaging for her clients as well. And so here is a comment that she has, a review that she left on my website. So for those who visit, you'll be able to um, leave a comment as well. And so she says that Leah Abney has inspired so many people with her words of encouragement and knowledge. She lets the best uh, of you to be more than you are, and supports you with all her heart and speaking the truth to you so that you keep moving and not give up on your purpose. She is a woman of God that teaches her shepherds to never give up. I thank her daily for all her love
Aww.
and support with getting my business launched in the CSRA. The CSRA here for the audience listeners, in Georgia, includes South Carolina and Savannah River area.
Beautiful. Aw, that's so nice.
Yeah, I'm very passionate with just sharing knowledge and information to help business owners as well as professionals grow, because I understand how difficult it can be, even as a woman in a workplace or an industry where it's mostly been dominated by males, how challenging that can be. So being able to encourage individuals to help them achieve their goals is one of my passions.
Got it. Well, we love your passion and we love that you're helping so many clearly with what you do. And for those new time listeners, just a little bit about your background, which I already know, but what brought you here to this place to help so many? Would you mind just sharing that story with us?
Sure. So I had found myself again faced with life challenges, going through a divorce at that time. And that was the first time that I realized that I had something to offer. I was actually bedridden, I was ill at the time. And I had a really close friend who who was actually a pastor who was mentoring other women, and she literally would come and sit with me. And so I would just share her what was on my heart at that time. And so at that time, I really understood that even though I was faced with challenges and I was going through a divorce myself, that I needed to keep it moving and that I need to realize that there is more for my life. And so I found myself wanting to help other women. And that was actually the first time I co-authored a book. So that was my first co-author book during that time, and where I took that challenge and I turned it into an opportunity.
Oh, I love it. And here you are helping so many. Dr. Leah Abney, again, it's Dr. Leah. Oh gosh, it's Dr. Leah Abney,
Yes.
LLC.biz. Thank you. Ah, awesome. What else did you want to share for today?
Yes. And so I want to let everybody know, if you want to learn more, definitely follow me on social media. You can find me at leahabneyllc.biz. Actually, on May 30th through the 31st, I will be going live. Um, so just join me on those days and you'll be able to learn more.
And we can sign in for free? Is it like,
Yes, yes, it's free. You will not have to pay for anything.
oh, wow. What days again? Remind us of the times.
It's May 30th through the 31st. And it should air. Oh gosh, I should have this written down. It'll be airing. Oh gosh, I thought I had this up uh, around 2 p.m.
Awesome. At Eastern Standard Time, or is that
Eastern Standard Time.
awesome? Yay. We still have some time.
Yeah.
We still got 3 minutes left. I'm not cutting you short. Keep going. Keep going.
Absolutely, absolutely. I do want to say this, that understanding, and I know it seems like a simple concept, but can you imagine how many people have a very difficult time communicating? And then what you're communicating can be easily misunderstood. And so that's one of the reasons why I think it's so important that it's connected to our goals. What it is, how we're communicating, what is our messaging, what is it we're trying to communicate for, as far as our needs and what it is that we're trying to achieve. The second thing is definitely that connection piece. Who are we connected to? Are we connected to the right people? Do we have mentors in our lives? It's one of the things that I think is very important. And then also, definitely that commitment. If you're going to go through the process of setting goals, go through the process of also achieving those goals. Achieving those goals doesn't mean it's going to happen overnight. It is a marathon. Remember, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's going to happen over time. The longer you stick with it, the better it's going to get, and you will see the end results. And again, if you want to learn more, or if you want to um, learn more and book a appointment with me, I have free consultations, and you can do that on my website at leahabneyllc.biz.
Awesome. We love it. And would love to hear from you. I hope everyone tunes in. Again, that was May 30th, May 31st.
Yes.
Also, and you said it's about 2 p.m. Will there be any updates on the website to make sure we have the exact
Yes,
time?
yes. If you follow it, yes, I would definitely have it on my website, and I would definitely have it on my social media channels. And you can also follow me on LinkedIn. I am on LinkedIn, so just look up Leah Abney, and you'll be able to find me. And I definitely will accept your invite.
Oh, thank you so much. Pleasure having you here again and looking forward to the next time we connect. Thanks so much for
Yes,
always bringing
ma'am.
such light to the show and energy, positivity. We do appreciate that.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Any inspiration? Can you give us one more give me some inspiration before we go. What should we do?
Okay,
Come on.
so
Put us in
my
our mindset.
inspiration for you is to laugh and smile often. Please, laughter is medicine to the soul, and also gives you opportunity to just get rejuvenated, and also take breaks. It's okay to take a break. And I want to also wish everybody who is a mother out there a happy Mother's Day on this Sunday.
Thank you so much. You're right. Happy Mother's Day, everyone. Thank you again, Dr. Leah Abney. Have a fantastic day.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.